Hey folks, so yeah, pretty late with this video. I'm recording this on Thursday, probably go up on Friday. I didn't get to do a video last weekend this week because pretty much my whole week was taken up with that record collection that I found on the other. I think it's the last video I put up. You can check it out. It's a pretty good record collection, but I was cleaning and pricing and working on that. So I did three things: hit the thrift stores, went garage sailing this past weekend, and then on Tuesday, my wife wanted to go to the Goodwill Bins. So I said, sure, and we hit those, and I got I got a bunch of good stuff, but I got two really good pieces, including like kind of a G.I. Joe Holy Grail. It's not the flag, but, in terms of their smaller sized toys, pretty good one. So we'll start doing it in chronological order. I should probably introduce myself because I'm not sure if I truly have ever done that. My name is Jay. I own a small collectibles, vintage, mid-century, modern, funky stuff junk store. I'm just doing a quick scan. You can see all the way around. Records, all kinds of stuff. Vintage toys, all that good stuff. I've been had the store for 17 years. I also have been reselling on eBay since 1998. And so, yeah, this is what I do for a living now. Been doing it for 17 years. So let's start off. I'll do this in chronological order. I think it was either the Thursday or the Friday, I went to one of the smaller local thrift stores here in my small town, and she'd set out some better stuff, and had kind of higher prices on it than normal, but that was fine. She wanted $20 for this genie bottle, so that's what I paid. It's a nice one, probably Empoli, Italy. Although it isn't marked, I have to say, usually they are marked somewhere on there. This one doesn't, but I've seen this pattern before with Empoli labels on it. So it's grapes and cherries, and then it's got a wave stopper in there. So it's nice to have the stopper on it. You don't usually find them. And she also had there, but not out on the table, so it was only a couple of bucks. I think $5 for this, is a stopper for another genie style bottle. The stoppers, honestly, are probably about half of the value of these half the time. So if you do happen to see a stopper just sticking around, just buy it, especially if it's not super expensive, because you can throw those things up on eBay and like I said, get about half of what you would get for a whole bottle. Always worth picking those up. So that was the only things I really did pick up at the thrift stores that I recall right now anyways, because it has been a couple of days. Then I headed out on the weekend to some garage sales, and I actually got some pretty good stuff. These are 1990s cards. There's not a lot of value in them right now, but it was $5 for this whole thing. One of the boxes is sealed. It's a Batman series. There's Batman Returns. They're full sets. They're complete. That box fell apart. This is probably the most interesting ones. Trash Can Trolls, sort of from Topps. A take on the popularity of the Garbage Pail Kids that was coming out at the time. These are all stickers. Two sets that make up, basically, there's set A and set B, so 44 cards in each. This is complete with all 88 cards and the wrapper, which is kind of nice to have too. Kind of fun set. It actually sells up on eBay for between 40 and, yeah, probably around $40 for the two. So that, again, nice little pickup. Batman fans will, Batman never seems to go out of style. They did produce a lot of these, but still nice to have. That's a 90s set of Power Ranger stickers. So, just pick those up. I think they're honestly like 50 cents for the pair. One of the better finds I've had at garage sales in the last little while in terms of video game stuff was this. Now, these weren't priced at your garage sale prices. The guy did have some decent prices on them. Like I think he wanted 25 on the GoldenEye. It's boxed. Everything is in there. Manuals. the cartridge, Jet Force Gemini, Turok 2, and Turok 3, and then the Rumble Pack. Now, the Rumble Pack he had 5 on. I think all of these he had 15 on each, and then 25 on the GoldenEye. And as I was standing over, I said, I was looking at them, and he said, I can give you a deal on them all. And I said, how much? And basically they came up with $50. So yeah, I was pretty happy with that, for basically all of that. I think the GoldenEye is usually around, $50 to $75, depending on condition. I think this Turok 3 is actually fairly rare. That's a $40 to $50 one again too. So, great. I asked him if he had any old toys. He said he did, and he was going to dig them out. I left my number with him. He wasn't sure what he had, but he was hoping to get to it. But he did bring these out for me. Not a huge lot of value on these. They're vintage pop-up, Star Wars pop-up books. They're just fun. Like, little Cloud City pop-ups and stuff like that. And there's one for the Jedi, too. I think he said $10 for both. So, just as a collector, it's worth that to me. The only other things I got were this little flip alarm clock, which I like, pretty easy to sell. Nice sort of modernist space age styling on that. I pick these up whenever I can get them at garage sales because they always seem to sell. This I just bought for my wife because she kind of digs Barbie and the Rockers from back in the day. It's a 45 of theirs. I don't know who recorded it, but it's pretty trashed out. And then Nancy Sinatra's Country My Way, which I think she did with, Lee Hazelwood. Anytime you get Nancy and Lee together, it's worth giving it a listen. So I just picked that up. And then at the end of, on Monday, my wife decided we were going to go Tuesday out to the bins. And I got some good stuff. The bins never seems to disappoint. Even when I don't get great stuff, I always, get decent stuff. But this time I think I got something a couple of things I would classify as great. I'll just start with what I consider the Grail toy here, which is this 1982 G.I. Joe Sears exclusive Crimson Attack Tank or Cat. And these again were a Sears exclusive. It's all there except it doesn't have the battery cover. And so yeah, it's I haven't tested it to see if it works yet or not, but I think it probably will. They usually do. It's not missing any pieces as far as I can tell. It is all there. Now these are pretty hard to find, and depending on the condition and the completeness, so if you have the battery cover, it sells upwards of $300 on eBay. Like there's solds on that. Without the battery cover, I still think I can get $150 to $200 for it or more. I haven't done total research on it, so I'll just tell you flat out now, everything I got at the bins came to less than $60. And that was with paying for some of my wife's stuff too that happened to just get thrown in with mine. She does vintage clothing and things like that. So yeah, that is probably one of the nicer things. And I couldn't believe I actually ended up getting it, because if you've been to the bins in London, they actually wheel the bins out, in and out throughout the day, and people line up along it, and then they wheel them out and you watch the stuff go by. And this came out in the first bin, so it went right by me. And then I thought, I am not going to get that. Like usually if the stuff doesn't land directly in front of you and it's really good, you're not getting it. And, people went through everything. I tried to get over, I couldn't get there. And then people cleared out and it was still there. So I was pretty shocked. So yeah, I got that. That was a nice piece. This is actually, the reason why I was looking out for Joe stuff in the first place was because this little guy showed up as also vintage G.I. Joe. Not complete, missing pretty much everything, but still it kind of had me like, hey, maybe there's some Joe stuff in here coming out. And sure enough, it did. Bunch of good toys, like little tiny toys. Like here's 1980s, I forget the company, but it's the Lone Ranger. I got, this is Jetfire, or is it Jetfire? I can't remember the name, Skydive, sorry. What's sad is when I found him, he had his wing, and then when we were checking out, his wing had disappeared. So unfortunately, you know, that's kind of a crap thing to happen, but these things do happen. But again, it probably cost me less than a quarter for that, not even. This is a Hot Wheels 90s toy. I can't remember the name of the toy now either. That happens when you get to my age. That's a Micro Machine. And then there were tons of these, which are, I know McDonald's toys, people are, I think, honestly, these ones, when you find them sealed and you're buying them by weight, I guarantee you this probably didn't cost me more than 20 cents, which, what, it's like $1.50 to buy them without the kids' meal anyways. So they're pretty new, but I still wanted them. You've got the ones with LeBron James in there, the Space Jam, Simpsons, because, well, I'm a huge Simpsons fan. These are actually a little bit older. These are Garfield ones from the 1980s, I think. Looney Tunes, more of the Garfield ones. Yeah, there's no Garfield one in there. So again, kind of cool. I was grabbing those. This guy popped up. It's a Japanese friction. No, it's not friction. Japanese pull toy. Basically, you pull it back and it's supposed to launch forward, but this one, oh, there it goes. Yeah, but it's a little Volkswagen Bug. It's got some great graphics on it, and they're in mint condition. Like little Pepsi advertising on there. STP. What's the company again? What does this say? They're Masuda. Yeah, made in Japan. So that's kind of cool. Now somebody has a ridiculous price on one right now up on eBay. It's not worth anywhere near that. But I think you know, probably a good, I haven't done lots of comps checks on it or anything like that, but I think it's got to be worth 25 to 40 bucks. And then Panasonic Shockwave. When I'm buying at the bins, I just grab these things because you can sell them for 20 bucks as parts. So if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. I can just honestly sell it for parts that way. This is a Transformer. Oh man, what's the name? All the toy guys right now are going, how is this guy a dealer? Yeah, it's one of the Transformers. It's missing the interior, guys. But it's, you know, nice to have the shell like that. Somebody still will want that. That's another Transformer. I think these were actually in McDonald's, maybe, back in the day. I don't know. Yeah, same thing. Cool little Japanese, made in Japan, quartz portable alarm clock in the box. I don't think it's ever really been used before. That was something, a IKEA leg that I just needed for something for myself. Cool little blues CD, which they have lots of CDs there, and this one's got like Sun House and everything on it, just for myself. Elmore James is on there. This is a cool video game. It's the old PC games, but it's the 3/4 inch floppy ones that are in there. Realms of Arcana, the Blades of Destiny. Some of these can get stupidly expensive. This one's probably about a $25 to $30 game. Everything's in there. All the little floppy disks are in there, and again, by weight, didn't cost anything. This is the Fisher-Price Adventure People motorcycle. I had this very one as a kid. Another McDonald's toy giveaway, hockey trophy. And this is kind of cool. Something, again, I'm surprised I actually got on there. It is a Reliable Plastics company of Canada, and it's one of the Jaguar models. These are from the 1950s. And they made several different nicer, I think it's just primarily British cars, because the only other one I've seen on eBay sold for like $65, and it was a Rolls Royce. There are 3 of those that have sales all in the similar price range. And so, yeah, I don't know what to price the Jag at, but I'll figure that out. Might be, you know, a rare model, who knows, but super cool. In really great shape too. Yeah, I know it's plastic, but usually these are all scratched up, and the wheels are the axles are completely rusted out. Now this has some surface rust on there, but it's certainly not anything that's structural, that's for sure. And what else? Oh, I grabbed this. It's got some age to it, and it's hand carved out of a burl, and it's just a decorative scoop as far as I can tell. You know, maybe somebody used it. They put a hanger on the back of it there, and that's got some age to it. But kind of nice primitive piece somebody might want for their kitchen or whatnot. Got that kind of cool teak lamp. It's a turned lamp. It is teak. No markings on it. Probably Canadian. Needs to be rewired, but again, why not? The other really great thing that I got, and again, I was standing there and I happened to be near where the cash register was, and this one lady was cashing out, and I glanced over and I saw her dump down this blanket. And I've actually handled these before, so I actually have one over there right now. But I've had the same color, so I recognized the color and I thought, wow, that looks a lot like a Bay blanket that I've had before, Hudson Bay. And she looked at it, and then I saw the points, which for those of you who don't know, these little stitch marks indicate usually either the size or the quality of the blanket. Each of these are called points. So this is a 4-point blanket. That stems from back in the fur trading days when the Hudson Bay Company was basically one of the biggest companies in North America, and it built itself around the fur trade. But anyways, she decided she didn't want this when she was checking out, and threw it back into one of the bins. Now, I probably haven't moved faster than that in years. I zipped over there and grabbed the thing, and then came back, and my wife was like, was that a Bay blanket? And I said, I don't know. I haven't checked. I said, it looks like it. I don't know if it's labeled or not. And sure enough, when I opened it up later, there it is. You know, Hudson Bay blankets, for those in the States who may not know, when a Canadian is born, we're all given a Hudson Bay blanket, and we have to take them through our lives with us. It's just sort of like part of being a Canadian citizen. And in fact, if you lose your Hudson Bay blanket, there's like a waiting list of like 10-15 years before you can get another, and in that time, you're not allowed to vote. Okay, I'm totally making that up. But yeah, no, Hudson Bay blankets are kind of, they are as Canadian as you can get. Now, most people are familiar with the primary color ones, white with the primary color stripes on it. Those are the ones that everybody knows and are sort of the most popular. But the company I believe in the 60s, started doing these pastel colors. And this one is sort of a minty green color. There is a caramel, sort of brownish one over here. That's that one. And I've seen, I believe there's like a pink one too that they did that are just kind of as popular, not quite as valuable, but as popular as the primary colors one. So again, that's another great piece. And usually Hudson Bay blankets, even in horrible condition, you can get around, you know, $75 to $100 for them. And this one's in really nice shape. Like, there's no staining on it. There's no holes. I think somebody stitched that sort of mint green silk onto the edge because, you know, wool blankets are itchy. So that would probably save your face and night if you're using it. Because I don't think that's standard to them. But again, it's just sort of tacked on there. So if somebody wants to take it off, it wouldn't be a big job. So again, for less than $60 for all that stuff I got at the bins. Oh, and I totally forgot one other thing. This is sitting in there. As I found it, just like this. It was just a bag. It was stuffed in the corner of one of the bins. Everybody was digging, and I saw that pop up, and it said Antique Postcards, and I grabbed it. And it is just that. Now, some of them aren't that old, but there are a lot of really nice postcards in here. And there's probably over 100. A lot of them are American from around 1900 to 1910 type era. Some really nice patriotic ones in the States. Embossed. Here's one with Washington. Lots of cool Thanksgiving ones. Embossed with turkeys. Here's a really nice one. Looks like a Civil War soldier there. I've actually seen this one sell for $20 on eBay. There's a sold comp for 20 on it. And a lot of these, you know, I haven't seen those, look like old veterans. But just a great bunch, great graphics. There's, you know, an Easter one, Thanksgiving. Can't find where the turkey ones are, but there's some really cool embossed turkey ones. Some birthday ones too, and they're all postcards on there. That one's a tuck. That's kind of nice, actually, a tuck's one. Oh yeah, there's the turkeys, and that's tucks too. There's, like I said, probably about 100 decent ones that are going to fetch more than between $10 and $20 each, I think. You know, most of them will be around the $10 mark. But again, bought them by weight. I doubt this cost me $2 out of the whole total of everything, and it'll more than pay for the whole lot. So this stuff, people see the bins and they don't think there's in terms of collectible stuff popping up that much, but there really is. Like this, I usually find at least one good old decent piece every time I go. So again, worth your while to dig. Oh, and I forgot some other things. I bought some books there too. Now, books are actually overall kind of expensive. Not, you know, expensive by any stretch of the imagination at retail, but for weight, I think they charge like $1.10 a pound, and books weigh a little bit, so it kind of gets up there. This one even has a Talese tag on it, which is another kind of like Value Village store. So this got redonated. I bought this more for my son from anything else because I love Star Wars, and I thought he might enjoy trying to do the origami. I cannot leave a Leonard Cohen book behind, again, being Canadian. It's required reading. If you don't, you're not allowed to go into university. Yeah, I'm making that up. Lego and Friends book. I think my wife grabbed that. I don't know what it's in there. An OHL 80s hockey guide. A Legends. It's the Hockey Hall of Fame induction from 2014. A lot of good players went in that year. You got Forsberg, Rob Blake, Hassek's in there, Madonna, McCreary on the mustache, the referee, best mustache ever, and Pat Burns, pretty good coach. Shel Silverstein book. This is kind of a really nice piece, actually. It was put out by American Express in, I think, '73, and it's an NFL playbook, supposed to look like an official one, and it just kind of goes over all of the different football plays. I mean, you know what? Probably this was given out to coaches, high school coaches, to help, you know, train the kids. So it's a pretty cool piece. Usually sells for about $20-25. And then this, which I haven't found another of, is a David Bowie songbook. Probably 1984 by the look of that. That looks sort of like the Serious Moonlight Tour look that he had. So again, you know, probably the books were $5-6 for that stack, so it works out to less than $1 a book, which, you know, you can't really go wrong with that. So that is everything. Tomorrow, I have to do shipping, and I usually hit my thrift stores at that time, and then Saturday there's actually kind of a decent looking farm sale that's going on that I hope to make out for that, and maybe hit a few garage sales on the way out there or on the way back. But that's it for this week. If you guys enjoy this kind of stuff, if you guys could like and subscribe, or maybe share the channel with a friend who you know is into this, or if you have any comments about any of this stuff, like even if it's like I'm way off on pricing, that's cool. I'm always willing to listen and learn. I'm not, there's very few things I'm an expert at. I'm a generalist. So if I got something wrong, feel free to call me out on it. I don't mind at all. And yeah, that's it for this week. I hope you all are able to get out and get some good treasures. Bye.